He will be on redemption at the Hillsborough Tennis Court this Sunday with the folks from the St. George's Baptist Church. Be there. Carriacou, they're coming your way. The love of the Lord. There will be a contingent coming up from Grenada, so make it a must and be there. Yulin Alexander, good morning, girl. How you doing? You're dancing? I know you like to dance, you know. Catherine Phillip, good morning. How do you do? Reaching out and saying good morning to Kathy and Adams and the family out there in Florida, the Sunshine State. Soul Engine, Zuri and Kenneth, good morning. The tall man. All those of you outside there in the diaspora, good morning to you. Yeah, I want to do this one. You know, I want to make Yulin dance this morning. Yulin likes this song. Yeah. It's 27 minutes on to 7 o'clock.
All right. You're going to come out on this one. You're going to come out on this one.
It's a good day to have a good day.
Come on. Come on. For your grace of man,
yeah.
You have blessed me.
Sing.
Dance like a winner man.
I will praise you, Lord, for your grace of my life. You have blessed me, oh Father, now I dance like a winner.
Oh, I will praise you, Lord, for your grace of my life. You have blessed me, oh Father, now I dance like a winner man.
I will praise you, Lord, for your grace.
I feel I can do with a whole day of singspiration. Sing it.
When you see me dance, I dance like a winner man.
When you see me dance, I dance like a.
Just like that.
Oh, when you see me dance, I dance like a winner man.
When you see me dance, I dance like a winner man.
So when you see me dance, I dance like a winner man.
When you see me dance, I dance like a winner man.
Do you feel like a winner this morning? Yeah.
When you see me,
Nah. For the entire week, I've been giving you a health tip every day. Compliments the folks at Hills and Valley Pharmacies. Good morning to you, Mr. McMill, and your family and the extended family, your staff. My good friend from the Cocoa in Paradise, Chocolate City to be precise. Good morning. I am really not good with names. I can't remember your name, but you know who I'm talking about, right? He likes to talk politics. Oh, go on, boy. Yeah. On Monday, I told you what allergies were. What are the symptoms? On Tuesday, I told you how allergies are treated. I'm not going to go through them again because I've got the question for you this morning. On Wednesday, I gave you some more hints on treating allergies. Yesterday, I told you the difference between the common cold and allergies. Well, today it's time for the quiz, all right? And let me see how attentive you were. What is a HEPA, that's HEPA filter? What is a HEPA filter? Wow. The phone lines are going crazy already. Let's go to the telephone line and see who's the winner this morning. Good morning, caller.
Hello, good morning.
How are you this morning?
I am great.
Hey, I am greater. You rub coconut on me and you have oil.
Yes, that's a good thing.
Yes. Where are you calling me from this morning?
I am calling from Tempe.
Tempe in the building. Tempe, you win.
In the building.
You won already, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So let me hear you. What is a HEPA filter?
A HEPA filter is a high-efficiency particulate air filter.
Let me ask you a question. Are you a doctor?
No, I'm not.
Are you a nurse?
No, I'm not.
You ever worked in the medical field?
Not really.
Well, how you know this thing on him so?
Well, you have been giving the information, and so I have been paying attention to what you have been saying.
So you did well in school then?
I did. And
Okay.
I went to McDonald College.
You kidding me?
Yes, I did.
Saltando Alta Petimas.
That's right.
Wow. Hey, well, that's why you're winning so, man.
Exactly.
From the north, we aim high things.
That's so true.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy that you won again. And
Thank you.
Let me ask you this: you've been getting your prizes, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so right, because some people are complaining that they haven't gotten their prize as yet.
But they need to do a little following up. That's all.
Okay, I'm gonna follow up with Mr. Joseph Cado. I don't know if he's coming to work today because he celebrated his birthday yesterday.
I heard that.
Yeah, yesterday he turned 17. Yeah,
You never know, you know.
he turned
Life has
17.
a very funny way of reversing sometimes.
Yeah, and sometimes we do things before behind, as we are saying. You understand? So what is 17 before behind is what?
71.
You know you're talking. You're from McDonald College in truth. Okay, well, congratulations. You are indeed a winner, and I'm going to take your name off the air. Stay right there. Don't you move a muscle, okay?
Thank you so much.
Stay on the line.
Come on. One more time. If you are born again and you know Jesus, I want to hear you scream. Come on. I want to see you get your shoes on. Come on.
All right, saying congratulations to Miss Tonya Price from Tempe in St. George. She is indeed correct. All right, she got that correct. Okay, congratulations. I just understand why you know, so attentive. Yeah, you went to McDonald College. As Kenny James said yesterday, it's the best school in the north. That's what he thinks, it's the best school on the island. Good morning to all the teachers and all the principals and, of course, the students, all the ancillary and auxiliary staff members. Good morning. How do you do? All the police officers, all the nurses, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Those of you in the intensive care unit. Some of you might be on your way to work at the moment. Good morning, Nurse Shama Pierre. How you doing? You good? Yeah, I hope all you're doing fine. Zia and Tariq and Zanaya and everybody. Morning to the Pierre family. All you good? Nice. It's 20 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Good morning to Ariel and Kitty Cat and Alwyn and Petlin is back. Petlin didn't bring me some flying fish from Barbados. I don't know why. Munich, good morning to you. Reese, Anika Reese, good morning. Or Reese, rather. Good morning. Lydia Cameron, good morning. Koila Nash, good morning. Mohammed Madanda. Bless a safe Friday, sweet people. Sylvina Charles, time for us to get a prize. Well, I don't know what's going on with you, Sylvina, because everybody else get theirs. So that means Joseph is being prejudicial against you. I'll talk to him, all right? Nonetheless, I'm fine. Have an enjoyable weekend yourself. I didn't even realize Monday was a holiday, boy. Wow. Mildred Smith, good morning to you. How are you? Hope you're doing fine. Make sure you go to church on Sunday, all right? And next time you come, I will carry you to the Wester Hall New Testament Church of God, the bestest church. Let me not say that. I'll get beat up for that. Yeah, you know, it's a great place to fellowship. Morning, Pastor Laurie and the entire congregation, the First Family. Sister Narika, morning. Yeah, good morning. Good. Let's quickly get with the program because we are running out of time already. Okay. All right. What's going on here now? Something. Let me see what's going on. Let me open up this here. For some reason, some part of the program just missing, you know. Okay, right. Lovely. Nice. The word of the day today is, it's an adjective, it's a descriptive word, a describing word. That word is lucrative, Lucrative. Something described as lucrative produces money or wealth. Yeah, a lucrative business venture. Nice. Here's how we can use that word in a sentence. The author parlayed the success of her books into a lucrative second career as a public speaker. Yeah, the book was exciting, and she got a lot of sales. She made a lot of success out of it. So it turned her into, he gave her a second career of a public speaker. Good morning to all the poultry farmers of the nation, those of you who were at that seminar workshop yesterday. Mr. GP, Mr. Gavin Pierre, good morning. The Pierre family out there in Birch Grove, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Mike Noel. Nonetheless, it's Nadisha's time of the day. It's time for the thought of the day. Good morning, Cafe and surrounding areas. You are your own biggest critic. You are your own biggest critic. People do not see the faults in yourself that you do. Realize that they are actually not faults. They are what makes you. Now, boy, sometimes some of the faults that some of us have, if that makes, oh my goodness. You are your own biggest critic. People do not see the faults in yourself that you do. Realize that they are actually not faults. They are what make you. Yep. The thought of the day. What's buzzing this morning? What's buzzing? I hope I don't have another shooting incident. I'm getting fed up of this shooting thing. Yeah, understand? We're not used to that. Buzzing, the motor clubs around the Caribbean have paid their respects to the family and friends of Dale Myers, a pioneer and ambassador of motorsports in Grenada and beyond. In the region, we hear that oil and gas was discovered offshore Suriname. We're supposed to have some too, innit? Internationally, business leaders criticize the UK visa crackdown on overseas students. And in sports, Sherika Jackson to be featured in Netflix docu-series alongside Noah Lyles and Shakari Richardson. Yeah, those are the buzzing stories. But nonetheless, folks, we've got to head on to the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather. Those of you who are on the television platform, we've got a rebroadcast of last evening's television news. Stick and stay with us. The conversation comes up right after 7.
Thanks for joining us. To better understand how the lack of access to water is affecting many Grenadians, especially in this harsh drought season, the Grenada Broadcasting Network spoke with some residents in affected villages in St. George. More in this Rena Ped Thomas report.
Across the island, it's a common sight to see residents collecting water in buckets, drums, and other containers for storage and later use. GBN visited Labari, Manjaloo, and the Bocas to speak with residents about how they are managing the water crisis.
The time I born, we see job water. Like what I could remember. But the only thing about it is getting worse. Because you see more houses building, more people living in the area. Right? But this is the worst for the longest time. Because from since when we just get what they say, they give us water twice a week. If we get water Monday, we get water till Friday. Because people are bad. How can I say? As you say, now I can't do nothing about that. It's the most high. Anytime water come and full water have, and I make it do.
Okay, so I'm actually from America, and I came here yesterday. I'm on the plane, I'm hot, I'm sweating. I'm thinking I'm gonna bathe, there's no water. So I'm like, oh God, now my cousin, she has to go get the water from the neighbor. And then I had to use a bucket, wash myself, clean myself. But it's okay, it's fine. But I think it's unfortunate because, people coming down, they want to enjoy themselves, but they can't even bathe. So it's like, now what? But, hopefully they get it situated because, I'm just trying to enjoy myself, and I can't even bathe. I still bathe also.
The water situation was there for a very long time, because since I grew born and grew up in Laborie, and since I was a little child, we had the problems with the water, especially around now. But now you see rain and falling. So when the water come, I'll try and fill up some barrels, some buckets, and so. I'm not really in a water crisis until now, as I really reaching a water crisis. We get water sometime twice a week. On Thursdays, but I didn't see it come today yet. On Thursdays and on Saturdays. So I try to make the best of it.
I ain't know what's on nothing, so I've been trying to school every day. You understand? So I don't know what's going on.
When was the last time I got water?
Well, we didn't get water until this last week, and there's so we didn't get water for them train, so I didn't get no water, nothing.
The drought severity has left some villages without water for over 5 days, highlighting the ongoing struggles faced by the Grenadian public.
Last week, I get some water here. Praise God, I had a barrel. I put some, that is what I use. It drain off now. I didn't have this morning. I didn't have a drop to make some hot water. Well, if they say today it will come, perhaps it might. God, today is Thursday. I can't go and throw water like long ago. We have water problem, but not in this condition.
I try now. When I tired, drove from neighbor, ask a bucket, a bottle, I go down the road by my aunt and them. Come back, I go to the road, by a neighbor, ask them for a bottle. Wow. Really, really serious. Bad. I'm hoping to get some water in the pipe or something of the sort. Some kind of transport bringing water, to help the situation.
Well, by means, now I still have a lot of money, so they get a lot of money from the GP program, and they've been on the radio doing all these things. So what they should do, they should at least make provision. And we have a long time we have been done that. Now I say it's time for now to kind of improve itself and build more structure jam, because time get technical now, you know what I mean?
As the drought persists, residents are calling for increased support and sustainable solutions to address the water crisis. The Grenadian public continues to grapple with water scarcity, emphasizing the urgent need for coordinated efforts to mitigate the impacts of the ongoing drought season. Rena Thomas, GBN News.
Meanwhile, the water shortage has also impacted businesses and agricultural activities, adding further strain to an already challenging situation. During GBN's journey to the southern part of the island, we encountered a small business owner in the hospitality sector collecting water at a nearby pipe stand. He opted to appear off camera and expressed his dissatisfaction with the current situation.
I've been doing this since 2 a.m. last night. I can't even keep up with the amount that I need for my business. So I have to do this. I've been doing this is about my 6th trip over the last, I don't know, whatever number of hours, 6-7 hours or so. And I did about 4 to 5 trips yesterday during the day as well. I lost guests. Guests actually checked out of my hotel. About 3 sets of guests. There's some that canceled for Mother's Day. And then we got bad reviews from a couple who were just upset with the situation and thought it was our management efforts or lack of our management effort that created this situation. But there's no way. I've purchased tanks. I'm an engineer myself. I cannot understand what's going on here. The thing about it is that you cannot even rely on NAWASA or the private trucks to deliver water. It is something that you almost have to bargain for. In a sense, you have to bribe people. You have to be extra nice and careful in requesting the service, even if you're paying for the service. So yes, I am taking water from the standpipe today, but I would tell you I wrote a check for over $2,000 yesterday for 2 deliveries to my place.
The business owner believes more efforts should be made to address the challenges posed by the drought season.
I paid for a service and expected them to develop the water resources to a level that will sustain the development, the rate of development in Grenada. This is absolutely predictable. It has been for several years, decades, I would say. And up to now, we've just gotten promises of large projects to address, and I'm seeing nothing on the ground. Even if there's something on the ground, there's no effect in terms of delivery of water, whether it's the amount or the reliability of the water. And there's no way that an investor can make it in Grenada in this atmosphere. Not in my industry, not in the hospitality industry, not in the agricultural industry, not in the construction industry, which are the things that are the drivers of the economy. I understand there's a drought, but this is something that is predictable. We hear about climate change. We hear about the effects of climate change. We hear about shortage of water. We hear about the need for storage, the need for distribution lines. But where are they?
As Grenadians continue to navigate through the water crisis, stakeholders are urged to adhere to restrictions implemented by the National Water and Sewage Authority aimed at reducing the impact caused by the ongoing water shortage. Now, the new National Party is marking its 40th anniversary under the theme NNP Celebrating 40 Years of Resilience, Progress and Visionary Leadership, Nurturing Hope for a Brighter Future. The year-long celebration, which commenced earlier this year, promises to be a testament to the party's commitment to its core values and the people it serves. My colleague Nisha Peters tells us more.
As the new National Party embarks on its fourth decade, the celebration serves as a poignant reminder of its enduring legacy of service, leadership, and hope for a brighter future for all Grenadians. Nimrod Olivier, chairperson of the Planning Committee, shared insights into the activity schedule for the remainder of the year. He highlighted that the celebration aims to honor the party's legacy while looking towards the future.
On June 30th, we'll be having an elderly bus ride that will be an island-wide national bus ride for elderly. July 14, a massive bingo. I think the ad speaks of $100,000 in cash and prizes and a car. Also, around the middle of July, the New York chapter of the new National Party would be having a banquet and a massive town hall. You know, in August we have some activities. We're doing a massive back-to-school drive. November we going to Carriacou. And that will be, we'll be having a church service and a memorial service for belated brother, Elvin Nimrod, who, as we know, was a stalwart member of the new National Party.
Reflecting on the theme of the celebration, Emlyn Pierre, Public Relations Officer of the NNP, emphasized the importance of celebrating achievements and people. She underscores the party's commitment to fostering a sense of unity and optimism as it continues to chart a path towards progress and development for all Grenadians.
The resilience, obviously, as Doc would have said, not just of us and the members of the party, but our people as well must be captured in this resilience, the workers, the progress, all that we have achieved, and Doc would have outlined quite a number of them. So when you look at the theme, I love it because I think it captures the 40 years. The visionary leadership, and Dr. Mitchell, we want to really recognize you and applaud you for the leadership that you've provided. Had it not been for your visionary leadership, I don't believe, and I'm firmly of that view, that Grenada would have achieved what it has achieved over these 40 years. So as we celebrate, we are celebrating achievements, we are celebrating people.
One of the highlights of the 40th anniversary celebration is the designation of December 3 as NNP Day. On this day, the party will host a massive rally at the Bushes U playing field, bringing together members, supporters, and the broader community to commemorate the party's journey and reaffirm its vision for the future. Looking ahead to the future, Dr. Keith Mitchell, political leader of the NNP, revealed plans for the reorganization of the party, reaffirming its commitment to adaptability and renewal in the face of evolving challenges.
The attempt to bring in youthful blood in the NNP is another task. Sister Pierre and a number of others has been working assiduously behind the scenes, so to speak, and plans what you see later. And I think it's important, friends, that she mentioned two things, and I think Neelan picked up on this. We always saw that we have to prepare the party for future leadership. So if you look at the people that we consistently gave opportunities in the Senate when we had chance, check from 1995, you will see in each case there were a number of persons, young persons given opportunity.
Remarkably, in its 40 years of existence, the New National Party has had only 2 political leaders. The party was founded in 1984 under the leadership of Herbert Blaise, who served as Prime Minister for a brief period before his passing. Since assuming leadership in 1989, Dr. Keith Mitchell has remained at the helm, guiding the party through triumphs and trials with unwavering dedication. Nisha Peters, GBN News.
Acting Prime Minister Andy Williams, whose substantive portfolio is Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, has reiterated government's commitment to finalizing a national poultry policy to guide the sector forward. The last policy was developed in 2017. Christina John reports.
Following a series of island-wide consultations, stakeholders in the poultry sector convened Thursday at the Radisson Grenada Beach Resort for a national consultation. The aim was to garner feedback from poultry farmers and other stakeholders on what they would like to see in the final policy, ensuring that it is beneficial to all. Speaking at the opening of the national poultry consultation, Acting Prime Minister and Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Honorable Andy Williams, said government has placed food security as a major national priority. He commended the Ministry of Agriculture for sticking to the task of working with all partners within the industry and engaging stakeholders to have their input into the final policy document.
The government of Grenada in February of 2017 published a national poultry policy. The stated aims and objectives of that national policy were: 1, to create a level playing field for the poultry industry to be competitive. 2, promote trade and domestic policies that are supportive of Grenada's national development plan. 3, provide a policy framework which enables the poultry industry to develop and grow. 4, implement the initial and subsequent agreement between the government of Grenada, Caribbean Agro, and the poultry producers to create a framework for the industry. And 5, to achieve a 300% increase in market share in the first 5 years for local producers. Despite the efforts of the Ministry of Agriculture and government, much has not been accomplished between 2017 and now.
Mr. Williams highlighted the increased demand for and the consumption of poultry.
A high level of investments in the local poultry subsector by government and private citizens has also been noted. However, these efforts have not always been resulted in sustained development in the local production of poultry meats. As a result, the demand for poultry meat in Grenada continues to be satisfied by substantial quantities of imports annually, with the importation of frozen and chilled poultry meat growing by approximately 4.27% annually over the past few years.
Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Albert Brown, encouraged stakeholders to be frank and open in sharing their views, issues, and concerns, bearing in mind 3 key elements: sustainability of the sector, their livelihood, and the critical issue of national food security.
The responsibility of government is to ensure that we have adequate, appropriate, and maybe necessary policies in place to drive developmental sectors in the economy. Equally, it is important for us to engage with stakeholders as we enact, as we develop, as we attempt to implement these very policies. And so this is why we are here today, to engage with you on the aspects, major aspects of the revised poultry policy. There may be issues in there that affect you negatively or otherwise. And so it is important that you speak to those. Be frank and open. Share your views, because at the end of the day, we all have to implement this poultry policy.
Over 450 registered poultry farmers are currently listed with the Grenada Association of Poultry Producers. The national draft policy is expected within the next 3 months. Thursday's consultation was held under the theme, Building a Sustainable Future, a National Poultry Policy for Food and Nutrition Security, Wealthy Generation, and Improved Health. Christina John, GBN News.
Welcome back. The Royal Grenada Police Force is assuring the public that there's no need for panic as it relates to recent gun incidents. Since the start of May 2024, the RGPF recorded 3 gun-related killings in Grenada. A total of 24 firearms has been seized during operations carried out by the RGPF from January to May. Superintendent of Police Esau Pear said most of these incidents are believed to be drug-related.
Do not believe that these incidents translate to a significant increased risk to the general population. We urge you, therefore, not to panic. Our intelligence suggests that these incidents are not random acts, but rather well calculated, with targets pre-selected, most having a connection to organized crime. We believe the motive behind these incidents is drug-related, with the violence stemming from settling disagreements and jostling for influence.
A firearm amnesty has been instituted for 90 days designed to decrease the prevalence of illegal firearms. This expires on July 31, 2024. Inspector Maureen John, who's attached to the Community Relations Department of the RGPF, is encouraging people in possession of illegal firearms to take advantage of the amnesty.
It's a great initiative that persons must take a hold of in every way possible. Now, this is an opportunity for you to turn in an illegal firearm without the fear of prosecution. No prosecution would follow once you turn in the firearm. What is also nice about the amnesty is that no information should be gathered from you in relation to the firearm. You don't even have to identify who you are by name or address or anything. You walk in, you turn in a firearm, you say this is an illegal firearm, you turn in the firearm, no questions asked of you. The thing among the young people these days that snitches get stitches. Right. So I may say, well, if I turn in my firearm and Kimber has his, Kimber may get at me because he knows I don't have one now. Right. So, but at the same time, I don't want to snitch on Kimber, you see, you know. But again, it goes back to some of the things we said earlier. It is more dangerous for you as an individual, I believe, to know that nothing is being done about the firearm that Kimber has, than to know that you gave the police the information and something is going to be done about the firearm that Kimber has. I don't have mine, but I'm going to make sure that he doesn't have his either. So I'm going to give the police the information so that they could work on getting Kimber's firearm. It's a win-win for everybody.
Police have arrested and charged Syracuse St. David resident Kyle Ogilvie with the offenses of possession of a firearm and possession of ammunition. Here's what we can tell you. Charges were brought against the 23-year-old painter after one Beretta pistol along with 3 rounds of ammunition were found by police during an operation at Corinth St. David on Wednesday. Ogilvie made his first appearance at the St. David's Magistrates Court on Thursday and was remanded to His Majesty's prisons. He's scheduled to return to court next Thursday. The Royal Grenada Police Force is reminding the general public that the firearms amnesty order, which ends on July 31, allows individuals in possession of illegal firearms and/or ammunition to turn them in at the most convenient police station or RGPF headquarters without fear of being prosecuted or questioned. Alternatively, if you know of someone who has in his or possession illegal firearms and/or ammunition, authorities advise you to encourage him or her to turn the weapons in. The 90-day amnesty implemented on May 1 is part of efforts to reduce the proliferation of illegal firearms and decrease firearm-related incidents. Due to the high volume of traffic on the nation's roads and the need to enhance the public safety, the Ministry of Infrastructure, headed by Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell, has acquired 3 Bailey-type pedestrian flyovers from the United Kingdom to be erected in the south of the island. The elevated crossings will be constructed in the vicinity of CK Supervalue, another midway along the Maurice Bishop Highway, and the third close to the intersection leading to the Calise Government School. This investment amounts to approximately $300,000. The raw material for the construction of the crossings is already on island, according to Kevin Blash, Chief Technical Officer in the Ministry of Infrastructure.
Infrastructure is currently well underway in terms of constructing a few pedestrian flyovers in the Grand Anse area. It is our intention to have 3 erected in particular, one close to the CK's supermarket or minimart, one around the middle of the Maurice Bishop Highway, and another close to Calise Government School. We are currently finalizing the designs for the foundations and then to subsequently construct the piers that would hold the bridges when they are erected.
The Chief Technical Officer said the pedestrian overpass will better facilitate the continuous flow of traffic and cater for vulnerable groups, including school children and the elderly, who are often challenged when traversing the nation's roads.
So the planned finish height for these bridges is something between 17 to 20 feet, thereabout. That is still to be finalized. So this is very important for pedestrian safety, in the sense that persons would no longer have to be crossing the highway at precarious positions. And then it also allows for free-flowing traffic, where the traffic does not have to stop for persons who are crossing and so on as well. As part of this endeavor as well, we hope to improve the sidewalks in the area as well and do some general maintenance or upgrades on the highway as well.
Canadians continue to celebrate the country's 50th anniversary of independence. It's time for GBNI, so stay with us.
As we continue to celebrate Grenada's 50th anniversary of independence, citizens continue to find creative and innovative ways to celebrate this milestone. Tonight's iSaw submission features the creative side of senior citizen Glenroy Charles. Located under the Granite Tang Hills and in the shadows of Mount Kwakwa, this vegetable stand stands at full attention to Grenada, displaying vegetables and artistic showmanship using bottle corks. artfully arranged to remind all of the auspicious milestone. The artist explained he collected over 100 corks before designing and decorating his vegetable stand. We thank our citizen journalist for that submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
A call to protect our children. Innocent lives brought into this world. Fruits of the womb, boys and girls. Young lives born into families, longing to be loved and protected by society. Meanwhile, there are persons who are focused on abusing children, ravaging their innocence, pretending to be their friend, appearing to be genuine and a source of protection. They are the same ones who are armed with deception. These wolves in sheep clothing must be exposed. A lot are walking around and nobody knows. It's about time that these abusers feel uncomfortable in society, for the things they do to children is a disgrace to humanity. Our children's cry of no, help, seems to fall on deaf ears. Abusers still ravage them despite the painful tears. There are children who have been abused for many years by people they know. It's like no one cares. Can we not hear the screams of our children as predators continue to use and abuse them? So many died, gone too soon, should have been here to glow and bloom. Together, let's stamp abuse out of this land. As a united force, yes, we can. Wipe away the tears from our children's eyes as we create a society that is free to thrive. I call on all of society. Let us take a stand, for the power of change is in our hands. Make abuse of children a thing of the past, a society where children are free at last.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
From the fertile heart of Grenada to the far reaches of the globe, Rams Supermarket brings together the best of both worlds. Savor the freshest, locally sourced produce from our trusted Grenadian farmers and explore a curated selection of top-quality international favorites. Experience a shopping journey where warmth meets a world of flavors and affordability meets premium quality. At Rams, we welcome everyone to discover the joy of global and local culinary delights. Nestled in Sugar Mill, Grand Anse, we are open all week to offer you a taste of home and beyond. Rams Supermarket, where our family, community, and the world come together. We are the good food people.
Welcome, viewers and listeners, to the conversation this morning. It's 17 minutes on to after 7 o'clock. And as you realize, with me in the studio this morning is a distinguished gentleman. And we were just talking age, and I didn't realize he was such a young guy. He's young, that's all I could say. He's a young man. You understand? If you don't know him by name, I know you recognize him by face. It's my good friend Francis Urias Peters. Good morning, bro.
Morning, Innocent.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Had to get up a little bit earlier than usual, but hey, the early bird catches the worm, so I'm here to catch a worm.
All right.
Yes.
How have you been, man? It's been not a long time I haven't seen you, but it's been a little while.
I've been good. I've been busy good.
Yeah, and how's Mommy Ann?
And Mommy Ann is good. She's great.
Morning, Mommy Ann.
She's excellent.
Yes. So when you're busy, that means some sort of laughter is on the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, as I say, laughter is the best medicine. Yeah. And at Labukan Creative Center, we're getting ready to launch I think it's our first major production for 2024. It's the long-awaited sequel to The Burial of Miss Faithlin. It is called I Do. And when you speak of I Do, you know you're talking about wedding ring. Yes. So that's what has been on our plate over the past 6 or 7 weeks. We have been rehearsing, and I Do, as I say, it's a sequel, the follow-up to The Burial of Miss Faithlin. And in order to speak about I Do, you must talk about The Burial of Miss Faithlin,
of course,
because that play, as I always say, is probably the most successful theater production ever to be staged here on this island. This was a comedy that dealt with death and dying.
You know, let me remind you, right? My favorite part of that play was, I've given you me $2, put on me name.
Yes. And it actually was a reflection of the issues that happens in our society. Yeah. So when Miss Faithlin was buried, at the end of the play, Miss Faitlin's son Stedman, he engaged Thelma, who was a caretaker for Miss Faithlin. They had a relationship. So now 6 months has come and gone. Stedman is not making any move. Thelma, of course, wants a ring around her finger. Then you have Wilfred, the Undertaker. Things are tough in the undertaking business because he cannot compete without Billy and Lacroix. So he decided he's going to go into another profession. But the bottom line is, Wilfred, the schemer man, he wants to capitalize on any business opportunity. So he sees the probability of Stedman getting married to Thelma as a new business venture for him.
Okay.
And he's the one trying to see if he can really force Stedman's hand. Will he succeed or will he not succeed? That is the question. But I tell you, it's a comedy. It's hilarious. I think it's timely for us as Grenadians here. As we say here, we're encouraging us. We started on June the 8th. That's the second weekend in June, and runs through the 4 weekends in June, Saturdays and Sundays. And maybe after the carnival cool down, we're going to try to take it to all the different communities, the different parishes, because I think it's so important here for us now to bring the arts to the people. I think the power of theatre, it is so vital, to bring stress relief, at least to address
especially
issues.
Now.
Oh yes, I mean the whole world. We are living in
stressful times,
yes. And the arts has such an important role. As in the entire Caribbean, we focus so much on what I call the physical infrastructure, perceiving that is the major arm of development, but the social infrastructure is as equally as important as the development of the physical infrastructure. Yeah. And hence the reason why at Labukan we are focusing on that, to use the arts for education and the arts for community development and upliftment, and to address social issues in a very, very, very real and powerful way.
Let me ask you this. As a playwright, how challenging is it for you to come up with these ideas, right, and work them through to completion so that you can put on a presentation and make people learn and laugh?
The playwriting is regarded as one of the most challenging arts in the performing and visual arts. It is one of the most challenging thing, I will say, because here you are trying to do a full-length play, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. For instance, even Redemption Time, the play on the Grenada Revolution, which took me about 10 years to write. Here you're trying to condense a period of, let's say, 5 years, because the play started before the Grenada Revolution. It started in 1978 and the action ended in 1983. So to come up with the play and to condense and to decide what you're going to leave off, what you're going to want to keep. It is challenging. For me, the most important thing when I'm writing a play, how you construct the play. And I must start with how the play ends, because if you don't get the ending, when you reach 90% when you think that you want to end here, you're going to have challenge at the end. How you create the characters have to be believable, they have to be lifelike. You have to, as the playwright, you have to become every character. If you're creating a play where there's 8 characters, 9 characters, or 1, 2, you as the writer have to become a woman, you have to become a drug pusher, you have to become a prostitute, you have to become a lawyer, whatever the character that you're developing calls for, you have to become that. And again, how you add in all the elements that make up a drama. Like if you're baking a cake, there's sugar, there's salt, there's egg, there's butter, there's milk, and you have to know how to combine all these ingredients and at what proportions you use, and then you bake the cake. And the same thing with drama, where there's conflict, because without conflict there's no drama. You have suspense, you have inciting action, how the way the play is set. All of these have to combine in a meaningful way, the right balance to really complete a good play. So it is challenging. It is very, very, very challenging.
In recent times, there has been a big push for excitement in the creative arts. When I say excitement, getting people involved in the creative arts industry. As a matter of fact, there's a whole department within the ministry that is committed to that. Mm-hmm. Do you see Grenada as a potential place where we can have more people deviating from the so-called established professions of the doctors and the lawyers and the police and the teachers, and gravitating because they are seeing a lifelong profession in the play in the creative arts industry?
This is something that has to be addressed. And again, here I believe the entire Caribbean education system is flawed. And you hit an important note there, because everybody cannot be a lawyer, everybody cannot be a doctor. And the performing arts, it is so vitally important. In fact, even in the vocation of teaching, I believe that every teacher should go through a training course. There's a subject that is called drama in education, where you'll use a creative mode to teach. That is what I do when I'm a teacher. I had my granddaughter is now 12. At one time, she was struggling with recognizing words. I simply got some cards. So, for instance, there's a word open, O-P-E-N. I went and opened the cupboard, stick the card on it, and I say, Nala, what's this word? And she associates that movement with the word. Then she has to spell the word C-L-O-S-E, close. We close the cupboard. I put close. So it's just a creative way to stimulate the child to learn. This is what I've done for a living. I'm in the creative industry. I'm a playwright. I'm a director. I'm a teacher. I'm involved in the folk life of the country, and this is how I live, and I'm passing this on. And we will be recognized, history, for the arts that we create. I would say in the early days of the development of Greek, because that's where formal theatre, written theatre, Greek is the country, the island that is recognized for that. And prior to their theatre development, there were warring factions. There was 4 factions. There were wars. Violence. There were gangs, until one of the leaders decided, hey, no, we have to do better than that. And then they were able to have theatre, the arts competition instead of the fighting. And with that came the theatre, because of course there was a lot of philosophers in Greece, and then democracy developed around the same time. So when you go to a theatre production, you're able to discuss the issues, you had comments, and the same thing with democracy. You have to be able to have that freedom to discuss issues without having the fear of being castigated or being killed. So theatre and democracy goes hand in hand. And I think if you look at the challenges that we have in the Caribbean, the social problems that we have also here in Grenada, also the challenges within the education system, too, the arts have to be recognized. However, that alone is not enough. We have to send people to train. I went to Jamaica since '84. And it's a long time, but we have to send people to train. We have to send people to be arts managers. We have to send people to be part of the technical department, because, for instance, if we want to build a theatre, a cultural center, we have to have people who know about lighting design, lighting operators. It's important for us to have those people in place. So yes, the arts have a very, very important role to play. For instance, in 1991 or so, when incest was not a crime on the law books of Grenada, I was approached as a playwright. We did the play called What's Your Verdict? In fact, it was called A Case of Incest. And then Dr. Francis Alexis, who was the then Attorney General at that time, he came to the play. We saw the production, and a few months afterwards, incest was enacted as a law, as a crime on the law books. So that is the power. We took it around recently, last November, to about 5-6 parishes, and the impact that was felt. It's also entertaining, but that is how important. Look at Tivoli drummers. I mean, led by Livingston Nelson, talking about arts, and to see the young folks there involved in the dance, the drumming, and to see not only the skill sets but the confidence it brings you and the sort of identity which I'm seeing from the Tivoli drummers, and that's what we're trying to do at Labukan, because we need to know our history. We have to appreciate our tradition, because we're losing traditional values.
Yeah.
And when you lose your traditional values, exactly, and when you lose your traditional values, it's a sure formula for chaos and decadence. So we all have a role to play in trying to rescue this country, to try to rescue the Caribbean. Not only the government, not only the police, not only the teachers, but every one of us. I call myself an elder in my community. We have to find a way. And the arts is the most important and powerful way, and hence the reason why we are doing this production again. As I say, we want to bring it to the length and breadth to all the communities as we did in the 80s and in the 90s.
I think it's imperative that the powers that be sort of revolutionize the way we bring the messages across to the young people, because people are still of the opinion, parents, guardians are still of the opinion that in order to be termed a success, you have to have one of those white-collar jobs. But nonetheless, here's Mr. Killer.
Oh, yes.
Mr. Killer is representing, and he's doing exceedingly well. He's not a teacher. He's doing, and there's nothing more rewarding than doing something that is fun for you and making a living out of it. You understand? So I think we really have to. It has to start with the education system. Let's stop producing too many doctors, or else people would be bent on getting sick because we have a lot of doctors. Let's stop, having so many police officers because people would commit crime because the police are there. You understand what I'm saying? And get a more rounded education. I'm a teacher by profession as well, but this is my passion. This is what I love.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, although there'll be a big debate with regards to doctors. I know places like America and other places they don't have enough doctors. But anyway, but coming back to teaching is the most important job in the entire world. Yeah. That's why I say here that teachers also need to get, as part of their training, to be part of.
Times have changed, and the formula has to change as well.
Oh yes. Learning has to be fun.
Yeah.
Learning has to be fun.
I was having a conversation with Lord Laro. He's Trinidadian but based in Jamaica now, and he said Jamaica was so creative that some of the teachers, when they realized that students were having problems understanding certain concepts and principles, they did it in reggae.
Oh yeah, well that's well look how we learn. I mean, how I learned my tables as a child, twice ones are two, twice the months of the year, 30 days of September, April, June, and November. That is how I learn. Yeah. So
it's so important that we do that, but that's a different conversation altogether. So I want you to use this opportunity and again encourage. I think somebody's trying to reach us here. Somebody wants to join in on the conversation. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Joseph. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, and good morning to my brother there, Francis.
Good morning.
First of all, I want to say congratulations to these people who do professional arts. These are the things that really keep people, mostly young people, together. I remember looking at a play that he did a lot of years ago, and that's the remember, which called Prisons Without Wall. That was a bomb that helped a lot of young women, men, boys, and girls. I mean, I wish you could bring the play back at this present time, because it's more suited now than any time before. But that was a masterpiece of play, and at least I learned a lot from it, and it helped me in a lot of things. Thinking, my children, growing up in children, thinking when I see this play, I look at it as one of a masterpiece, and it should be in books. At least, I thought it was good. But Mr. Innocent, you didn't see that play. I wonder if you see it, but if you had seen it, you'd have known talking about it. And I really congratulate them for that work. I know it's hard work. It's real hard work to bring on these kind of play. And I wish Grenadian people could really appreciate these play and support them in every way they could, because it's a lot of work, it's a lot of money, a lot of time consuming, and to bring on players to help the country, not for himself, but to help the country, because I know we help a lot of people from that play that I saw. I saw that besides one, but that one stick with me up to now. He stick with me because I can remember certain part of that play now, and I want to congratulate him. Hats off to Brother Peters, and continue to do the good work as long as God gave the breath of life. Continue to write and continue to do the play. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you, bro.
You remember that?
Yeah, that was about the third play I did, I believe, when I came back from Jamaica. So that may have been in the late 80s. Yeah, and it was an improvisation.
Okay.
A play that dealt with a young girl who was having challenges at home. The father had a toxic relationship. So, and it was done not with a script. I brought the actors together and we discussed the idea. I structured it.
And it just flew.
And it just flew. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And this gentleman remembered this, so it must have impacted him.
Yes, it was very, very, very theatrical.
Yeah.
It was theatrical. Yeah. I think, yes, it has dealt with the issues and the challenges that the young people were having at that period. And I think now it's even more
timely,
more relevant.
You need it now.
Yeah. Yes.
Would you consider?
Yeah, but part of the challenge here is that it's a big cast, and the theatre in the Caribbean is too expensive to produce. That's one of the challenges. So without the adequate sponsorship, then it might not be a reality. But all the plays, I'm happy that when I write a play, even though I wrote it 30, 40 years ago, it's
still relevant
now.
Yeah. Someone asked, when will you be coming to Carriacou?
I have to make a call maybe sometime today to chat with a gentleman who was interested when we were up there in November to possibly bring a production up there. So that's a discussion.
It's in the making.
It's in the making. We would like to take the play to every parish, every parish. As I say, we start in June the 8th, every Saturday and Sunday for 4 weekends.
Where will it be?
We'll be at Labucan Creative Center on the Kirani James Boulevard. We are located upstairs, the GCNA building. We have our own theatre space, very, very intimate, hold about 90, squeezing 100, but it's very, very intimate. That's one of the advantages. And I must say it here, coming back to the play, tickets can be available at the Grenadian Optical, also at Labucan, and Go to Fet. We have a cast of 8. Maybe I should give you a rundown. A person called Pianki Toussaint.
I know this young guy.
Pianki is playing the role of Stedman, and he's coming up with against Giselle Carrington, who is Thelma. So it's it is a relation. Very interesting in a relationship.
The laughter is already happening.
Yes. Then we have a new making of her first major production doing with us. That's Camille John. Camille is a poet, one of the brilliant poet. She's doing the role of Greta. Greta was a drunkard in the burial of Miss Faitlin, but now she says that she has changed her life. So you're going to see a new butter. We have Kathy and James, who's playing the role of Greta. Camille is playing Greta.
Okay.
Yes, and Greta is the person who cries and bawls for everything. Yeah. Too much rain falls, Greta cries. Too much hot sun, she cries. A child is born. And that's played by Kathy and James. Kathy and James.
Right.
Then we also have Emily Rapier, who is playing the role of Ethel. That's the cantankerous sister of Stedman. They have a very, very volatile relationship. Samuel Ogilvy plays the role of the priest, father. Because when things seems not to be happening.
Not Father Paul, right?
Well, possibly, because he has a little bit of rebel in him.
Yeah.
Yes. And without conflict, there is no drama. We also have a person who's coming back on stage. Agatha Alexis was off for a while, although she came back in What's Your Verdict last year. But Agatha here is coming to play the role of Diana, the next door neighbor, nosy, wants to take everything that happens, very macocious, everything that happens in the village. She wants to put it on Facebook. That is Agatha Alexis. So we're happy to have Agatha. I call her the darling of Grenadian theatre.
Okay.
She has been with us from the beginning, and then unfortunately or fortunately, I'm on stage also because one of the actors wasn't able to make it again due to some additional commitments and emergency.
Okay.
So I've been thrust on stage to play the role of the scheming Wilfred.
The opportunist.
Yes,
The
and the schemer.
opportunist.
And then so Auntie Anne has been trusted with the responsibility of directing the play.
Okay.
So
easy job. Easy job. Piece of cake.
Yes. So
someone is asking here, saying here, I saw one of your plays in a Howard University. Which one was that?
That was The Burial of Miss Faitlin.
Okay.
That was taken to the United States of America on 2 consecutive occasions. I think 2012 and 202 and 203. That's Faitlin. Oliver Samuels, the famous actor from Jamaica, performed as the Undertaker.
Oh my goodness.
And then we brought it back down here. So Faitlin, then as I say, I Do, it is the follow-up. Where Faitlin left off, at the end of Faitlin, that's where I Do takes off. And it's a comedic, very hilarious.
Ian Reggae Master Jones says,
that's my school.
Yeah.
GBS says, boy, hi Ian.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes.
His best wishes. And also, Raphael George, that's Muscles. He says good morning as well.
Yes, Muscles.
All right.
Yes.
Well, Francis, of course, I know it will be an exceptional event, and I want to wish you all the successes that can be had, and I look forward to that play going to Carriacou and coming up to Grenville, and I'm yet to see a theatre come to St. David. You understand?
Well, we did in November we did a performance at Pomrose. The Pomrose primary school. It was filled to capacity. What's your verdict? So it's a good spot, I think.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
bringing us.
Definitely. So all the best, and again, just let the people know the cost of the tickets, the venue, and the dates.
Well, it is I Do, the hilarious comedy, the sequel to The Burial of Miss Faitlin, starting on the 8th of June. Saturday, the 8th, is at 8 o'clock at La Boucan, and then Sunday's productions are at 6 o'clock. It runs for the 4 weekends, and then we say Carriacou seems to be might be yes, they're there. Yeah, so it's 8 on Saturday, every Saturday, and 6 on Sunday. You can get tickets from Grenada Optical, from La Boucan, upstairs the GCNA complex, and from Go to Fete, it's $75 EC for the production, and we assure the audience and our patron that as usual they are going to get a high quality of performances. There are going to be a lot of laughter, because that's what's the intent of the play, to be a comedy, and also indirectly dealing with some relationship issues indirectly, and we really look forward to
relationships could be mended.
Yes, and you're going to see a lot of it there. Yes.
What's the length of the production?
2 hours. 2 hours long. It's not, yes.
So folks, coming out from Saturday the 8th of June and all the weekends in June, there will be a pause for the carnival season, the possibility of it heading up to Carriacou, and after carnival, a resumption of the play.
Yes.
Come on out and see.
Thank you very much, Innocent.
Bro, it's always a pleasure.
Yes,
give Mommy and a hug and a kiss.
I'm going to do that. I'm sure she's listening.
Yes, Mommy and Morning. Folks, we take a break. We'll be back after these messages with a continuation of the conversation. Don't you go anywhere.
Are you looking for a reliable, affordable, and customer-friendly pharmacy? Look no further than Hills and Valley Pharmacy, the nation's leading healthcare products and services provider. We are committed to serving you at convenient locations. Find an extensive and affordable selection of prescription and over-the-counter drugs and medical supplies at Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, Jubilee Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, near the bus terminal, and Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George. Our committed team is always available to offer valuable assistance for managing your health and wellness. Discover the additional benefits of our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street and our Medcare Center on Grenville Street, where we provide in-house physiotherapy, massage therapy, doctor consultations, and eye care services. Our commitment is to satisfy all your healthcare needs, including competitive prices, loyalty rewards, and special discounts for seniors. Contact us at 435-6904 and WhatsApp 535-4734. Choose Hills and Valley Pharmacy. Remember, your health is our business.
Sir,
Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wiring accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada and St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
GRENDEC Community Partnership Initiative.
The theme for the science fair is water and energy strategies, the key to sustainable development. It encourages students, it promotes caring for the environment, sustainable development, and we want the students to display practical activities and real-life situations of what is really going on out in their environment. And we look forward to companies like GRENDEC continuing to see the relevance and significance of something like a national science fair.
GRENDEC, energizing our community.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners. The conversation continues right here on Good Morning Grenada. We've got 17 minutes with which we can converse. Let me hear what's happening in your neck of the woods. We did not get a formal timing to, interact one-on-one much this week. We had a number of guests right through. So this is your opportunity. I wouldn't say it's an open line, but I want you to say what's on your mind, what's bothering you, something you'd like to bring to the fore. Let's go straight to the phone line. Good morning, caller.
Listen, Mr. Joseph, good morning. Greetings.
Welcome.
Listen, there are certain things, when they occur, they stir me up. Sometimes they make me feel badly, other times they make me feel real happy. Yesterday, even in the news, I heard that soon we'll be having on the piece of road, which from the Sugar Mill roundabout to at least Calais Junction, we'll be having 3 elevated pedestrian crossings. Mr. Joseph, that makes me feel good. You want to know why? Here's why, briefly. In 1986, I was holding a position in the recently opened Point Saline International Airport. It was before its name changed. And suggestions were made for that, Mr. Joseph. The suggestion was that one of the crossings should be 1/3 of the area, the roadway, the dual carriageway then, between the two roundabouts, and the other one would be at 2/3, and the one at Calais Junction for the children. The observation came to us because we've been driving driving the water trucks and so on, and encountering these problems with these children in the road. And of course, with the recently opened airport. So I called to say I'm extremely happy. ASAP. 1986, Mr. Joseph, believe it or not. But anyway, have a nice weekend, will you?
You too, caller. Have a great one yourself. It's 15 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Give me a call. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir. How are you doing today?
I am alive and thankful. How about you?
I'm good. Just kind of worried. I didn't know we increased the price of water in the supermarkets. Last night I stopped on the lane to get some water, and the lady told me the price of the water is increased.
Bottled water?
Yes, bottled water.
Okay. Wow. Well, I don't know who has control over that. I don't know if they're under the price control, or if you're free to add your markup as you want. I thought it was NAWASA that was increasing the price.
That's all.
Okay. Thank you, caller. Have a good one. Yep. Good morning to my good friends at NAWASA. Wendell, good morning, bro. How you doing? Good morning, Jamila and Mr. Abraham and Mr. Fari and the entire team at NAWASA. Yeah, good morning. Folks, you know the number 435-2041. And let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning.
Morning, Innocent.
Welcome to the program.
And viewers. The person who just called about the water increase, we have to realize that we live in a capitalist society, and we are told that price is driven by demand and by supply, demand and supply. And at the moment, there is a shortage of water, because of the absence of water in the system. There's one company that have had extreme problem producing any water.
Okay.
So you could understand why the price will go up. Now, I'm not justifying the price. I'm saying common sense within the capitalist system. But the fact that water is scarce could tell us that it's not just the water that Nawata supply, but water totally. And I think coming out of this year's experience, we should put some kind of, it was in the making, and our water resource management as regime was in the making for some years. We should really do something so that we protect not only the water supply, but the watersheds, the infrastructure for water. People talk about build dam and so on, not thinking about, okay, you could build a whole set of dam, but you need to check on what's happening in other places, like when you have overflow of water, depending on what happened when there is system, you have more rain than anything, and you could have overflow and flooding. So we had to think about all of these things, not just rushing to put systems so that we can please us, but certainly we need to begin to make cutting down a tree a crime, except for worthy cause. If a tree is endangering people, then obviously you should cut it. We should not just think about a tree or just a thing that you could just indiscriminately cut down. We see the connection between trees. We see that trees, the role they play in terms of helping to regulate our breathing system, the water system, and so on. So I think we need to up the education process in terms of helping people to understand the connection between trees, our ecosystem, and so on. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. 435-2041. That's the number to call to get in on the conversation this morning. All right. It's Friday. It's a long weekend. It's the Whitsuntide weekend. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Joseph. How are you, sir?
I am alive and thankful. How are you?
Okay. Good. Mr. Joseph?
Yes?
Putting up this 3 things down on my Bishop is a good gesture.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very, very good gesture.
How much does it mean to you?
Well, but how many people are going to use it? Because the problem is the kids are going to use it, but the older people are going to cross in the road as usual. Do they going to put jaywalking as in the United States to make people use it? But before that, they have to get people to start using bus stops. So they have to build back bus stops because people stay in so many different places are waiting for a bus. In less than sometimes 10 feet, the bus has to stop about 10 times, and traffic is very heavy. So first thing, they have to put back bus stops. Then they
Caller, I'm glad you raised that point, yeah, because we see that all the time, happening all the time. There is a bus stop 20 feet ahead, but a passenger would stop the bus here, and the bus would stop. Who do you blame for that? The passenger or the bus driver?
The bus driver. So what happens? The police have to start charging the bus driver and charging the passenger. If you're charging the passenger, they're going to go on the stop because they're going to say, me? They're going to charge me. I won't say, I'm going to the bus stop. So you have to charge the conductor, charge the driver, and charge the passenger. Because so when the passenger realizes they're getting charged, they won't go on the stop.
You know, it really peeves me, because these same people, when they travel and they go to North America or wherever, if they're 1 second late for the bus when it's moving out from the bus stop, they have to wait for the other bus. The bus will not stop 1 1 foot before the bus stop or 1 foot after. The bus stop is designated for collecting and dropping off passengers. If you miss your stop, you have to get the next one. But in Grenada, everything goes haywire. You know, you stop. The bus stop is right there, and you're stopping the bus here, and the bus would stop.
Yes, and when they leave and they go away in the States and they go near other places, they wait for the bus. I mean, they go with the law.
Of course, right? Of course.
Because they won't get a bus.
Yeah.
So why they can't do the same thing here? So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The government have to start charging
both passengers and
because with the traffic they have now, and sometimes the bus stopping in the middle of the road, holding you up because they're trying to hold back another bus.
Well, not sometimes, all the time. That's what they do. Not sometimes.
Holding you back when you're busy and you're blowing them. They don't have nothing to do. They don't have you to study. Yeah. So they have to start putting back thing in place. Yeah, that's a good gesture. But you're going to see how many people want to use it. Okay. I know a lot of people want to use it. Use it. I know. Right. Okay. Anyway, have
a great weekend, bro.
Thank you.
All right, folks. It's 8 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Yeah, that's the time. 435-2041. Good morning to Beverly and the folks at Fortune Foods. How are you doing? Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing, Dudu?
I ain't do it yet, but I will do it, you know.
We'll do it anytime. Let me tell you something, though. I ain't see the need to charge no passenger because not them are the wheel in the hand.
Okay.
And listen, I was trying to tell you, get Mr. Peters this morning to ask him to pull you in to be the drama king.
Why?
Because you like the drama. What you calling the man named Felice? Father Paul, I love this one. They are a real good Grenadian.
Well, that's my partner. Hey, Father Paul, good morning. I'm a real boy.
Good morning, Father Paul. I love you. And listen now, the government talk about this walkover. They ain't start yet condemnation, you know. Yeah. I would love to see that because you know why? I go in another little country already and I have to pass over and go over. So if I sit in my country now, I go real glad. Bring it come.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Have a good weekend, eh? All right. Good. Folks, it's 6 minutes away from 8 o'clock. It's Friday. At the start of a long and lengthy, exciting weekend. Athletics at the National Stadium tomorrow. 2 sessions. First session starts at 9, then the next one starts at 4. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, and have a good day.
You too.
I in addition to the bus stop, what I notice is the one they have in Grenada by TK. When the bus comes, the bus, instead of going up to the front, they stop right at the back, and if there's another bus behind them, they still have to go around to go in front of them, rather than just leaving room behind for the next one that comes in line. So I find it kind of obstructing traffic and all these kind of things, and it creates confusion down there. So I think the police should look at that and make sure that when you come, you go right up, and the next one come, it parks behind you, and so forth. It's better for us.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Have a good one. 5 minutes away from 8 o'clock. At 8 we have the BBC. Saying good morning to the wonderful folks at the St. Augustine Hospital, the medical services up there. Good morning.
Your indulgences, Mr. Joseph, 1 minute. 2 of your previous calls, especially the last one, well, of course, the last one there too, mentioned something which really rides me. I'll tell you why. Recently, we had a transport commission set up and all of that. I expect that they're in the beginning stages, but I did not hear a word about, quote-unquote, traffic in the collaboration between transport and traffic. And it tells me, here we have a situation. We can do whatever we wish with transport, but if we do not incorporate, because normally it works in tandem, in parallel, concurrently, simultaneously. If we don't correct the traffic situation, we cannot, under any circumstances, have a proper function in transport system. So all the bright boys there and so on, I'm calling upon them to talk about, come on radio and let's talk about it. For what it's worth. Yeah. Have a nice day, will you?
You too, caller. Have a great one yourself. It's 4 minutes away from 8 o'clock. And back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Innocent.
How you do?
Innocent Aguda, how you do?
Aguda.
Innocent, I want to touch your memory this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, remember that we had the magistrate, Mr. What's his name they know? And when he used to charge the bus drivers,
Jerry Seals.
Right.
Yes, Mr.
And
Seals.
everybody was talking about Mr. Seals and so on until they get rid of him. So why now people complaining about bus and driver and passengers? They didn't want the person that was upholding the law. And the second thing is, Mr. Innocent, I tell you, as a driver, and you're a driver too, the humps in the road that you cannot know, you do not know there is a hump there.
Because they're not marked.
No mark. You're just going over. I mean, if you're accustomed driving that route, therefore you know that there's a hump there. What about me that going up Grenville where I don't pass every day? Then I go march it, no gig.
Now what you need to do, what you need to do after every 100 feet or so, stop, walk and see if there's a hump and then come back and drive.
Mr. Innocent, I'm calling on the authority, the people who does this job, to take a look into it, and maybe they've seen it, but they don't think it's that serious, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, I just want them to know that it is very serious, and you have a lovely day, okay?
You have a great weekend, okay? Have a great weekend.
I hear you saying you go do, but I want to know what you go do.
I ain't know yet, but I go do, you know.
Innocent, have a good one.
Have a good one. Bye-bye. I want to say good morning to my brother from another mother, Michael and Mikey Hutchinson and families. How they do, bro? Everybody good? Have a good day. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Gordon. How are you, sir?
I am alive and thankful. How about you?
As usual trend, to line my garment to suit the environment.
Lovely, lovely. We're running out of time, so make your point quick.
Right. Listen carefully. I'm a little bit concerned about our weather condition and the drought and our food supply.
Okay.
Demand and supply drive prices. The essence here is production. However, there's something a little more troubling for me. Could anybody or the people of Grenada reflect on the year 2000 and the drought we had and what followed?
Yeah.
Which was Ivan?
It's scary, yeah?
In the same year?
It's scary. The heat in the ocean, gives the hurricane so much more energy.
Right. So most likely we have about, say, 2.5 years a window if we follow the pattern with Ivan and Emily. It means, therefore, that food security would be critical for our survival. And I want to invite all of us to be proactive. Don't sit and wait. Your survival is critical, is important.
Right.
Have a great one. Bless you.
You too have a great weekend, bro.
God bless you.
All right, God bless you too. Folks, this is where we wrap up the program for today and for the week. If the good Lord spare our lives, we'll do it again on Tuesday. I will be here with you on Monday, but we will not have the, we might just have a call-in, but we will not have the television aspect of it. But have yourselves a great weekend. Thank you for your participation. And of course, if you have to leave us now, be safe. Be positive. We've got to go. We've got to join the BBC. Love you. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for Grenada to laugh again. Heritage Theatre presents Spice Laugh Comedy Bash 2024, Saturday, June 22nd and Sunday, 23rd June at the Trade Center in Grandance, and on Sunday, 30th June at the Deluxe Cinema in Grenville. Showtime, 7 p.m. every time, featuring some of Grenada's best ambassadors of comedy: Robert White, Dillion Walters, Kareem Alexis, Dale Bowler, and other outstanding comedic performances, all coming to knock you off your seats with laughter. Get your tickets now. Bring out the entire family. Tickets are $60 and available at Mitchell's Pharmacy in Grandance, Gittins Health and Wellness at all outlets, Art and Soul Bookstore, Spiceland Mall, 3B's Shoe Store, downtown St. George's, Calico Supermarket, Grenville and Sutairs, St. David's Pharmacy, and Go to Fet. It's time for Spice Laugh